ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Justin Roberts continuing his run on the Pro Tennis Tour in Cancun, Mexico. Earlier today, Justin scored a 6-2, 7-6 win over American Joshua Ortleb. He converted on 4 of his 5 breakpoint opportunities and stayed perfect in tie breaks in 2020, winning all 4 he's played in. This week, a big improvement on last week when Justin started his season off losing in the final round of qualifying. He will face 3rd seed Max Estevez of Argentina in the semifinals tomorrow, having already beaten the top seed earlier in the week.
I feel good. My focus right now is just improving every day. I mean, it's the beginning of the season. I'm not too worried about results, anything like that right now. I'm just trying to get my game and go in the right direction so that later on in the year I could win at bigger events. I play one more here next week. Then there's a bit of a break, 1 week break. Then I'll be playing a 25K in Vegas. Then I have 1 other week off. Then I play 2 weeks in a row in California. And then after that, I'll play in the middle or end of April.
Still talking tennis, our Junior Fed Cup team finally in the win column in El Salvador. Team 242 taking care of Honduras yesterday 2-1. Playing at number 2 singles, Kaylee Kanuka a straight sets winner 6-4-1. Peyton Anderson playing in the number 1 spot. She lost in 3 sets, 6-1, 2-6, and 6-2. That meant the team win came down to doubles, and the Bahamian duo would seal the deal 6-4-1. The final 2 champions crowned yesterday in the BAISS private school basketball season. The junior girls taking to the court first. The Kingsway Academy Saints, they got down early but staged a huge comeback, marching to the title after completing the backdoor sweep of Sacs Big Red Machine 47-44 in double overtime.
Feels good because it's our first time and we're excited. It feels good,
Defense is our best thing, and we stuck it out and we got some stops and we scored. We never thought we would, we were never out of the game. As long as we played good defense, we know we had a chance, and we did that.
Hats goes off to Kingsway for winning, and I give an extraordinary hats off to my girls because they fought hard.
On to the junior boys now. Like their junior girls, SAGA also taking game 1 against the Jordan Prince William Falcons, only to lose game 2. Both of those ball games pretty competitive, but not the same in game 3. Falcons were flying high from the opening tip. They would flatten the Big Red Machine to the tune of 52-24.
GL championship. We like to we worked so hard out the season, and we got this victory. That's awesome.
It's offense, man. Three heads straight. We work hard for it. Dedication. Showed this old school how he's playing, running up and down. We had to lay it all on the court.
We just capitalized on the faults that we had last game. As we progress through the season, we just wanted to correct the small things that we was had at fault. Okay, and as you can see, every game we just progressed, we got better. And I must give the hats off to my squad and my coaches. All the guys who pushed me, and everybody had a job and everybody did their job. I must say that hats off to those guys.
With the private school championships finished up, our attention now turning to the government schools. Amajal Knoll standing by with the very latest.
Good evening, Johnny, and good evening, Mamas. We are live here at Loyola Hall, the site of the 2020 GSSSA Basketball Championship Series. We're currently underway on the court is the senior girls game between the C.I. Gibson Rattlers and the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves. But moments ago, wrapping up in junior boys, it was the D.W. Davis Royals winning their 5th straight GSSSA Junior Boys Championship, defeating the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves 53-36. Currently joining me now here is head coach for D.W. Davis, Mark Hanna, as well as MVP Frank Wallace. Mark, just tell me a bit about how your team has been able to win 5 straight championships and a perfect regular season.
Well, it's a lot of hard work. From the inception, we decided to build a brand. And to build a brand, we have to be committed and dedicated. With some ingredients to mix. You got to include God, education, and hard work. And those 3 come together, none but success.
Tell me a bit about the level of discipline to play at a high level for so long.
Well, it's being consistent in what you do. Find out what you are good at and stick with it and try to sharpen it and perfect it. And normally, I love the press, so working on a strong conditioning program, find some athletes, when get after it.
All right, just just tell me, you have your MVP here, Frank Wallace, who had 18 points tonight. Frank, just tell me what you were seeing in the defense.
We started off slow, but at halftime we went in the back, and coach went through some things, and we picked up the intensity through the game. We've been working from like August. We just been committed to the game, and we won championship.
Thanks, Frank. The DW Davis Rawls again winning their 5th straight Junior Boys Championship. Action resuming here with senior girls. And tonight in the feature game in senior boys, it will be the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins taking on the CI Gibson Rattlers. So you definitely want to make your way on out to Loyola Hall and get in on some of this GSSSA basketball action. Johnny, back to you in the studio.
Team Bahamas set to assemble in Guadalajara tomorrow ahead of their 2021 FIBA America qualifying round opener. That's against Mexico next Thursday. Players flying in from various professional leagues all over the world to represent the 242.
I don't think we have much weaknesses. I think we know that our weakness has been over the years is having the ability to shoot the ball. I think when you look at us adding Deshaun Taylor to the roster, Michael Thompson Jr., who we haven't been able to pay for the last 2 years. Both of those guys, and Travis Munnings and Michael Carey have been shooting the ball pretty well. I think that we have improved in that area. I think when you got persons like Keno Burrows and Shaquille Clare and Tavario Miller down there in the post along with David Nesbitt, our inside is good.
Former head coach and president of the Bahamas Basketball Federation, Mario Bolig, is the head of delegation, and he doesn't see any problems with the team cohesion despite the limited amount of practice time.
You look at the team that was in Belize and the team that played in the World Cup, this is the core of the team is still there. You know, this is, I wouldn't say a lower level. In the World Cup we were playing against Canada and those, but looking at Mexico, I think with the core still being together and the coaching staff haven't changed much as far as the style of playing. What we want to do is the reason why we believe in the next 5-6 days the chemistry will come together itself, because most of these guys would have played together with each other. So I don't think it's going to be much of a problem getting the chemistry kicking. We also going to have 2 scrimmage games over there with 2 pro teams in Mexico before we even play our first game, and that's been the problem with us. When we travel, our first game is the game, and you know, you don't get to iron out those kinks.
From the Pro Hardwood last night, Jonquil Jones leading UMMC in Ekaterinburg to an 85-42 blowout win over Nadezhda in Russia. Jonquil tallying a double-double, a game-high 19 points to go along with 10 rebounds. That performance earned her Player of the Week honors, her team remaining perfect on the season at 15-0. Well, the South Carolina Gamecocks men's basketball team has received a Level 1 notice of allegations from the NCAA about its role in the federal investigation that rocked college basketball back in 2017. Former assistant coach Lamont Evans, who was born in the Bahamas, stands accused of accepting bribes to steer former players towards a sports agency, and he was sentenced to 3 months in prison last June. Now, we could also tell you the Eleuthera native was arrested and charged accepting $22,000 in bribes, but South Carolina's notice only alleges he accepted just under $6,000. The notice indicates that Evans could be served with a show cause order for his role, meaning if any school wanted to hire him, it would have to present its case to the NCAA to explain why. But because Evans faces additional prison time and potential deportation, it appears his college basketball coaching days are over. South Carolina has 90 days to respond to the notice, and the NCAA will then respond to that. If necessary, we can tell you a committee on infractions hearing will be held, and then a ruling will be issued. Whatever the result, the case seems assured of dragging through the rest of the calendar year. On to some more uplifting news now. A good outing last night for Rashad Davis. He tallied 15 points and 14 rebounds in 34 minutes. UT Arlington, they took down Arkansas State 77-67 at 11 and 15. Rashad and the Mavs, they return to the floor again tomorrow for another home game against Arkansas Little Rock. And that will do it for sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.